When I tell people I'm a PhD student at the University of Auckland, I normally get one or two responses. The first is normally really positive. People are encouraging and want to know what it is that I'm researching. The other type of response I get is more negative. It's normally accompanied by a look of disbelief. I've been told I don't look like a university student. And on one occasion, I was even asked if I was really that clever. I'm sure most of us have been in a situation like this where we've been judged or stereotyped to be a particular way. I count myself lucky, as although I'm told I don't fit the mould of PhD student, it hasn't had any immediate negative effect on me. I'm going to continue on the journey I'm on, and I'm going to complete my doctorate regardless of what people say. There are lots of people in our community of South Auckland who have had a similar experience to mine, have been judged, and are able to just brush it off. But what I've become really concerned about is, what about those people who can't brush it off? And because of being judged and stereotyped, their life chances, opportunities, and experiences have been changed forever. Last year, I was lucky enough to work with some youth from my community, talking to them about what was it like growing up in South Auckland, a place that, if you watch the news, is predominantly represented as being full of poor, mainly brown, and uneducated people. The youth were amazing in sharing their stories of what it was like to go to school, the things that they were interested in, what they got up to in their spare time. A lot of their stories were based around things you'd expect to hear from youth. But one thing I wasn't expecting to hear was about how, for some of them, stereotypes around their community had really injured them. And in some cases had caused so much harm that they ended up destroying dreams. One of the youth, named Chris, told me about his dream of attending aviation college. He told me that he went to an open day, and as part of the group he was with, he was asked to introduce himself, give a bit of background and say where he came from. So he stood up, told everyone he was from Mangere in South Auckland, and that he was really excited about attending aviation college the following year. Chris told me that his announcement of coming from Mangere in South Auckland was met with smirks, whispers behind hands, and general looks of disapproval. Chris told me this made him feel so bad, like he didn't belong there. So what did Chris do? Chris left aviation college that day, and he has yet to pursue his dream. Another youth who liked to be called Prince Charming told me of what it was like to belong to South Auckland and go to a school in the city. He told me about a time that him and a few of his friends were organising a party. Everyone was really excited to attend, until they found out that the party was in Papakura. He told me people started to pull out, make excuses for why they couldn't come. When I asked him why he thought this was, he said it was because at his school, there's this perception that South Auckland is like full of gangsters and stuff. And you don't go there because it's where people get shot. The spectrum of harm stereotypes can cause is vast. Sometimes stereotypes have no impact on people, just like myself. We're able to brush them off and carry on our way. Sometimes they can injure, just like in Prince Charming's case. But in some cases, they're so violent that they can destroy dreams, just like they did for Chris. So what am I going to do about it? Well, I've started to use my position as a university student to speak up and speak out about the potential harm stereotypes are causing our communities, trying to bring awareness to the potential damage that they can do. I find it really interesting that we wouldn't allow someone to physically harm our children, our loved ones, our friends. But often when we hear stereotypes, we just kind of brush it off, continue on our way, and ignore it. But I think what we need to understand is that these stereotypes can do just as much harm as a physical assault. I often get asked, why bother? I mean, stereotypes have been around forever. You're not going to change people's way of thinking. Well, I'll tell you why I bother. And part of it might come back to me being brought up as a Catholic girl. But I bother because I want to rebel. I want to rebel as an act of defiance against those words that would tell me in my community what we are capable of, who we should be, and what we should do. I also rebel as an act of creation. Creation of new stories, new possibilities, new outcomes for our people, for our loved ones. And I also rebel as an act of encouragement. Encouragement for you to speak your truth, claim who you are, pursue your dreams, and hopefully in time, encourage others to pursue theirs. As a community, we need more spaces where we can come together to talk about the things that are really important to us. Places where we can be who we are and not be judged for that. Places where we can talk about how we can collectively bring awareness to the damage stereotypes are doing and how we can collectively challenge those and push back. A place where I think it's important, where we can answer the questions of who am I and what are my dreams? For who am I? I am a daughter, seen injustice through these South Auckland eyes. I am a child, smelling the sweat of my working class father with my South Auckland nose. I am a Catholic schoolgirl, moving with direction, space and time, a preoccupation with my place, my race and my South Auckland rhyme. I am a mother, listening to another news story about the Pacifica tale of underachievement and low decile ratings with these South Aucklandians. I am a wife, speaking back to discourse about those South Auckland people with my South Auckland mouth. I am an academic, questioning why the judgment, why the injustice with my South Auckland mind. I am a statistic presented to the nation. Know me before you judge me? A wondrous dream for the people in my community of South Auckland. Who am I? Some say I am a dreamer, viewing the vibrancy of South Auckland with my rose-tinted glasses. But who do I say I am? I say I am the hopeful, I am the proud, and I am the willing. I am me, a shaved-headed, tattoo-wearing individual who sees beauty and diversity in my South Auckland. I am me, willing and ready to challenge stereotypes about home. I am me, striving for change in my community. But the really important question is, who are you? Thank you.